Hi, welcome back to Miss Frey Frey's YouTube channel. In this video we are looking at market equilibrium, how to identify a shortage, and then how equilibrium is restored. So to start with, we'll be looking at just the basic supply and demand curves. So our basic supply and demand curves are a result of the market supply and the market demand. So market supply is calculated by summing up all the producers' supply at each price, and the market demand is all the individual consumers and their demand all added up. So once we have that data, we can plot those points in with the prices and the different quantities. That would give us our demand curve and then our supply curve. If you need a refresher on this, go back and check out the videos numbers 1 to 4. Where these two curves intersect is called market equilibrium. So we use the label PE, which stands for price equilibrium, and the label QE, which stands for quantity equilibrium. We do our dotted lines which reflect this, and that middle point is the perfect point where supply and demand is equal. So all the producers and what they supply and create for the marketplace is exactly equal to all the consumers who want to purchase that good or service. If the price changes from the equilibrium price, whether that is up or down, there will be a shortage or a surplus. So go back and check out the previous video for a surplus. That is when the price is higher than the equilibrium price. But in this case, we're going to be looking at a shortage, which occurs when the price is below equilibrium. So when the price is below equilibrium, this impacts the quantities and creates a shortage. And we can see this for when we draw our dotted lines in at P1. We have a new quantity supplied at QS. You can see the green dotted lines go across, and then where it hits the supply curve, we go down. Keep going across, where it hits the demand curve, we go down, and we have a new quantity demanded. Both of these new quantities reflect our law of supply and our law of demand. Now, law of demand, remember, when the price is low, demand is higher. When the price is lower, the supply is also lower for the law of supply, because producers aren't receiving as much profit and consumers always want the lowest price for a good or a service. So at a lower price, we can conclude that there's a shortage because the quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied. So as a result of the lower price, the amount that the producers will supply as QS will be less than the amount that consumers demand, which is at QD. Therefore, a shortage or an excess demand will result. This is a good way to structure your answers if you're looking at the NCEA questions. Make sure that you always put in your graphing coordinates into your answer as well. In this answer, we are missing out our P1, so that would be something to remember. So if we were to put this into a real life context, we could, for example, be a donut shop, and because the price of donuts was so good, there was not enough donuts to go all around to all the people that wanted them. So we had not enough donuts. What would we do? As a consumer, and because there aren't enough donuts, some of us would be willing and able to pay a higher price. So we would start bidding up the price. So we call this bidding because we are offering a higher price than what is currently the market price. So this will cause demand to fall because some people can't afford that higher price. But when the price goes up, producers will then want to sell more because they are making more profit. So supply would increase. So because consumers would bid up the price to get rid of some of the competition between consumers, producers would then supply more because they're making more money. And we can see this on a graph. And when the price increases, we can see that the supply would increase. So I've just drawn another price point here at P2. So originally we were at P1 and we had our shortage between QS and QD. At P2, the price went up slightly. We have a new supply at QS1 in the blue line and a new demand at QD1. So we can see between the two blue lines now that that shortage has actually decreased due to the price increasing. So this would continue to happen until the equilibrium price is reached and the shortage is restored. So this is back to where PE is equal to QE. And you can see here I've drawn an orange dot in the middle, back at our equilibrium point. So give it a go now. Practice the questions, pages 119 to 128 in your workbooks. And if you need to go back and look at the other videos for some other clarification, go check out other videos number 1 to 4. Thank you.